What do you think it is about Canadian people and impressions? Because we have SCTV as kind of like a...
Well, because we would watch all the American TV growing up, right?
Right.
And it always seemed so like such a far and distant land to us, you know?
Right. But
because when you watch Canadian television growing up, you were like, our TV sucks. I remember somebody did a joke back in the day, like in the 90s, when remember when you could buy an illegal satellite dish in Toronto?
Yeah.
And you would go to like some guy, he would have like an automotive shop, and in the back he would program the cards. That's how I would get it done. I would go to this Italian guy. I'm sure he was mobbed up. He seemed so mobbed up. And I would go to him, he'd be like, who sent you? I'm like, what do you mean?
You would have to have the name, the right connection, yeah.
And he would look at you like, I don't know. Like, because he thought he was going to get busted, right?
Right.
And then I'm like, no, here's the money. I just want my fucking card programmed. I'm getting scrambled again. And you'd give him like the 50 or $100
yep.
to unscramble the card. You'd put it back in when you got home. And then there was like a big problem. Remember, it was like they were trying to crack down on illegal satellite dishes.
What was it called? It was like a Maple Leaf. Of course, everything's a Maple Leaf. It was like Viewer's Choice or...
There was that. Viewer's Choice was one of them.
But what was the... there was like an earlier one. It wasn't like...
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and that was the era. That was like when you're trying to watch scrambled adult films. And
oh, yeah, I would jerk off. I wasn't sure if it was a hubcap, an ankle, or a nipple.
It's probably an elbow.
Yeah, look at the elbows on that chick. And then it would like, it would unscramble for like a second. And it would... But somebody did a joke, said if you want people to stop getting the illegal satellite dish, start programming Canadian TV on it. We won't watch it for shit. Do you remember a TV show called The Trouble with Tracy? It was probably before you were born.
Was it before or after The Littlest Hobo?
It was like 76, 77, 78.
Do you believe these are names of shows?
Are you doing a Hammy Hamster one?
No, I don't. I'm not familiar, but I know the name. But
Hammy
I don't
Hamster? Got to do a Hammy Hamster. Got to do. We did Littlest. You did Littlest Hobo, don't you?
We did not. Again, but that's still under a CBC, and I feel like Beachcombers would be like a top. I don't know if people would wear a Littlest Hobo one. I would do it. So Littlest Hobo was... Yes, we did Beaver Lumber.
You did do Beaver Lumber?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Why are there so many things I don't have?
I made...
My daughter's leaving? Hold on, let me say bye to my daughter.
Yeah, for sure. No. If you're just joining us on the... Culturally, I'm the new host of the Russell Peters Show. It's going to be called With Russell Peters with Eric Bauza, or As Eric Bauza with Russell Peters. You know, I've been sitting here with him like the last 5 minutes, and he's got this very, jerk off. You can talk about jerking off. He's got that like clean, crisp voice. His timing, the speed at which he delivers jokes is so fast and similar, and it reminds me of Rodney Dangerfield. If there's anybody that I like think of when I watch Russell, it's Rodney Dangerfield. Like, if you've watched like any clip of Rodney on Carson, count how many jokes he does in 2 minutes, and it's like 1 million jokes, and that's still with time for the audience to laugh, and that could make or break your time on the Tonight Show. I was just comparing you to Rodney Dangerfield. How dare you? Well, thank you. I mean, he's a legend. I'm okay now, but last week I was in rough shape. But
I loved Rodney. Oh my God, he's so funny.
But I'm just saying,
my doctor, Vinny Boombats.
Yeah, proctologist stuck his thumb in my mouth. But yeah, like the amount of jokes that you guys can crank out in a mere few minutes is astounding. And again, that's with like audience laughter included, and you still have to account for that when you're on stage. Sorry, one more thing. Oh shoot. So we're again going back to
You remember Kangol Kid from UTFO? Remember Roxanne?
Yeah.
Oh, he's right here.
Okay. Who else? Who else has been in this living room?
You never know.
The door is wide open. I feel like anyone could just walk right out.
Pretty much.
Well, there he is. Holy shoot. The legend himself, who made the Kangol. Excuse me, sir. You were just on the screen. If you want to hop in the pilot's chair, you're more than welcome. How's it going, sir?
Good, man.
I'm still rocking the Kangol. How are you, Eric Bauza? Nice to meet you. I'm doing well. Oh, dude, look at that. Look at the bling. Where did you get that? May I ask? The Kangol, the chain, man.
This was a gift years ago.
Is it an official Kangol?
It looks just like.
I mean, it's as official as you can get. Yeah, I mean, that's as soon as it hits the neck, it becomes official. How have you been, sir?
Right? I don't need that.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
What's going on, y'all?
Not much.
Hi, girl.
Yeah, the Kangol Peter show.
Yes, I am he.
Where are you coming from right now?
I am coming from Venice Beach.
Very nice.
Let's see. I did an interview earlier. I was on Big Boy's radio show.
Oh, nice.
Not his radio show. We filmed it.
Okay.
So he has a new show coming out called Flowers.
Okay. Is it on is it a podcast form or is it like?
I'm not sure what he's doing exactly.
I mean, he's
well connected.
I was gonna say, how do
very
you
well
get
connected.
up at 5 a.m. and do a morning show and then still have the energy to talk in the evening? And
When did they film it? This afternoon?
Yeah, we did this afternoon. I believe it's going to be launched sometime in September, I believe. But he's getting all the guests together, doing their thing, and it was a great interview, man.
Legend to legend, I'm sure.
Yes.
I will be tuning into
fan
that.
to fan is what that was also,
Right.
man. It's crazy when you see two celebrities meet each other for the first time.
Right.
That's the epitome of fanhood.
See,
Fandom.
this is still a fan celebrity moment for me. I don't know
Gotcha.
I mean,
That's Kangol from UTFO.
I am he.
That's how this podcast goes, guys. We don't know.
Yeah, you don't know who's coming in.
it is what it is.
We don't need invitations here. We just pop up.
That's good, man.
We'll grab a different mic. You're good.
Yeah, so I was here a few months ago smoking a cigar.
Now this is the place
And,
apparently
yeah,
to be
and-
smoking a cigar.
And that's not what I do, but when in Rome.
Oh, really?
When in Rome, yeah. I
Want
was
a
in here
cigar,
with.
King?
Huh?
You want a cigar?
Oh, let's make that happen, yes. Let's see if I still know how to
Get you
do
one of
this
those
thing.
flavored ones. I got them.
I accept.
Flavored ones.
I got one of those Javas in the top shelf on the right, the light skin box.
What is the flavor?
Latte. Would you like one?
Maybe I'll have
Grab
one.
two of those,
You
Paulie.
know,
Bring them over here.
I might as well.
right.
This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So
You do cigars, see? You don't? Okay. Then
it's gonna
you-
make me
then you-
sound less of a boy and more of a man, and that's good for voiceover.
I sometimes think I'm a rabbit, Doc.
Ah,
yeah.
yes. I was bought. Yeah, I was told.
You got the
What you do
Kangol
with-
Kid and Bugs Bunny. You got a ting with animals, I guess.
All righty. So
Very
how do we
nice.
do this again?
Pull your tips off, Ayo.
Yeah.
Just rip off your tip.
Padoom-poop.
Put it in your mouth, Ayo.
Okay, so hold on. What I do?
Put it in your mouth.
Oh.
Just do not inhale it.
So for the ones only listening, we are smoking cigars, and
Yes.
Don't inhale, Eric. You will be very unhappy with yourself if you inhale.
remember, you're talking to an old. I used to go by the Eaton Center and pick up.
Put it in your mouth, Ayo.
Okay, we got something to drink?
Yeah, we used to go to
Yeah.
by the Eaton Center and find.
Come on, Scott Meal, grab one of those.
What he said.
Put it in a cup, please, Paulie.
That's the thing, I guess, about being around Russell is that he's the fastest quotable quip comedian you could think
Yes,
of.
he
So
is.
he's always 2 steps
Yes,
ahead.
no off switch. Russell comes with no off switch.
So this will be the new favorite go-to. How did you discover these, Russell?
So a buddy of mine, Rocky Patel, he's a big, he's a big cigar maker, and he makes obviously the Rocky Patel brand, but he also has another one called Java,
Yeah. This is
and
it.
and these are the Javas,
Damn, dude.
and the Javas are flavored. They have the latte, which you're smoking, and they have a chocolate,
Yep.
and then they have a chocolate cherry
Okay.
and a mint.
And this
These
is the
aren't
latte.
bad though, right?
No, it's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would go to Eaton Center. There was like this little like place right by the Eaton Center where you could get cigars back in high school, and that's where me and Steve would go to get our cheap ass cigars, like the Phillies Blunt and the Swisher Sweets and all that stuff.
Yeah, those are not really cigars per se. Yeah. Those are not really meant for smoking. I think they're more meant for
rolling.
Yeah, rolling.
But we used them as cigars.
Remember Colts? They were like the cherry grape flavored ones. They had like the little tip on them, plastic tip.
The plastic tip. Used to pretend to be the penguin when you smoked those things.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But yeah, that was it. There it is.
Thank you.
But he was just talking to Big Boy's neighborhood.
Big Boy. Ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
I think
Big Boy's getting his star on the Walk of Fame on September 10th.
man, I want to come to that, man. I was
Yeah.
talking to him about that.
I told him I wasn't going to be able to be there for it because I was supposed to be somewhere else, and now I'm going to be here.
Nice.
So I called him and I was like, "Yo, I can do it." He's like, "Man, Russell, you are a man of your word." And I am.
You have range, Russell. I think if we can, if you're comfortable, we should work on a new voice demo for you and just
Show me
see
how. You probably
much
have everything
range.
in your house, right?
I got a nice separate booth from the house, and the whisper room, and I just invested in a really like sick microphone, like $5,000 mic, the U8 Neumann.
Is it
Well, I mean, I can't even imagine.
I'm not mad. No,
yeah,
you gotta put your money where your mouth is, bro.
I was gonna say,
Boom, boom.
I can't imagine
That's where his money is.
I can't imagine the microphones you must have performed behind.
Hello.
As far as
we don't know how we got the record deal, but
No comment. My man, Russ.
But yeah, I was just at a session where we were talking about ribbon mics and like
the ribbon mics.
Ribbon mics are the old school microphones, like RCA days, where it was just straight to tape, no digital.
Oh yeah, right.
All like powered by the preamps, like the size of like a car battery. You know, like these huge. Now everything's small and compact and doesn't take much, but. Ribbon mics, that's what Mel Blanc used to record Looney Tunes on. That's
There's really no room for error on those.
Well, I know, right? Like
because you have cut the tape.
The tape was exactly that's how he got the job of Porky, because the original guy who had
a stutter for Porky Pig. Nice to meet you, Kangol Kid.
but yeah, the original guy was a real stutterer. And they would lose so much tape trying to get a take. So they hired Mel, who could imitate the stutter.
He could mock the stutter in a useful way.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I told the story. I'm not sure I told the story on here, but there was one time my best friend back home, Stacco, he was renting a basement. There was Indian people living upstairs. And he goes, I was going to Yuck Yucks or something. He goes, "Hey, guy, can we bring Raj from upstairs? He wants to come with us to your show." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." We get right before Stacco gets in the car, and he's sitting beside me. No. Yeah, he's sitting beside me because he let this guy sit in the front seat, and Stacco's sitting behind passenger seat. And right before the guy Raj gets in the car, goes, "Hey, he stutters, so don't laugh at him." And I go, "What kind of an asshole do you think I am? I'm just gonna fucking laugh at a guy with a stutter." But he didn't tell me what the stutter was. So we're driving down the 427, and I go, "So Raj, you going to what are you going to college next?" He's like, Yeah. I'm gonna go.
Wow.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
That's not stuttering.
No, and I'm trying not to laugh, but I'm shaking and I'm crying. And I'm looking at Stacco in the mirror, and he's like, "Don't fucking laugh." And I go, "You never told me his stutter was like this."
There's got to be another word for that, man. That's not stuttering.
But then as he drank, he stopped stuttering.
Ah.
Yo, you know who did that? Aaron Hall.
Yes, that's
from Guy.
Smooth B told us that.
Yeah, man, that was him. He would stutter like crazy as well when you're conversing with him.
But he was in control.
What? You get on a mic? You get in front of the camera? He's a different dude.
Yeah.
But just a simple conversation,
Yeah.
he would get in that mode.
Apparently James Earl Jones.
Oh, really?
The voice
Stop
of
playing.
Darth Vader.
What? A stutterer?
apparently had a stutter.
Wow.
Wow.
Luke.
I am your
I'm the dad.
That's Porky, man. He saying the complicated stuff.
Is there a pattern to when he stutters, or is it just as your choice?
It just all depends. I think it just depends. It could be anywhere, but it's usually the whole bit is like,
Oh, I see you got a nice automobile.
like it's like he can't say the simple thing, but he can say the complicated.
Yes. We used to do that with rapping on the way home from school. We would make rhymes that didn't rhyme. So it'd be like, I was so thirsty, I couldn't think. I opened up the fridge to get me a beverage.
Yeah. But it still sounds good though, man. I feel like that's how they rap today.
Yeah. We would do that all day on the way home from school.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were like, I was so hungry. I said, dude, is there anything in your house that we could, like, is there anything that we could have except for sustenance? You know, something, just whatever. We'd just be like, whatever the other word for the rhyming word was, we would do that.
Yeah. But that's jokes, man.
You know,
That's-
interesting fact about Kangol, my very first podcast that I ever did, he was my guest.
The first podcast.
The first podcast.
Then how did you guys?
First
Fuck me! Oh my god! I'm getting the ghost of Raj. The first
podcast.
It was
did
me,
right here.
Kangol Kid, Smooth B from Nice and Smooth,
And,
and Lord
Finesse.
Finesse, who lives with me.
Really?
He's in there right now.
What? Holy shit!
Yeah,
man.
I live my hip hop dreams. Mm-hmm. And by the way, happy birthday, Kang. His birthday was a week ago.
Thank you.
Really?
Thank you. Thank
About
you.
a week ago.
Still your birthday
Yeah.
week, man.
Still my birthday month.
Yeah.
Celebrate
Birthday
all month
month.
long. 55, bro. I hit the double nickel.
2 nickels.
Dude.
Still looks like he's 20.
I
Yeah,
accept.
man.
I accept.
I'm 83.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Filipino jeans. It's all
You look
that.
great for your age, bro.
It's all that lumpia grease.
You look great for your age,
Lumpia
bro.
grease keeps you oily. Oh, my wife makes amazing lumpias.
Really?
From hand.
She hand rolls.
Hand rolls and everything, yeah.
Oh my god.
Rolls them like a joint, which is a little weird, but you know, I guess old habits.
She had the tracksuit on. She's hip hop. That's dope though, man. Holy smokes. Congrats on 55. 55 years. So wait, how did you guys meet then?
I was obviously a fan of his growing up. I mean, 9th grade for me, grade 9, as you and I would call
Grade
it.
9. Canadian style.
84. That was the biggest record around. They had to have two. You had to have 2 records in your crate. Roxanne was one of them.
Yeah.
And Egyptian Lover was the other one. Oh, and Jermaine Stewart, The Word Is Out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And Beatbox. So those 4 records you had to have. You had to have those if you were considering yourself a hip hop guy.
Yeah.
And you know, I never knew we'd become friends or I'd ever meet him or anything. You know, and then we met maybe about 7 years ago.
Yeah, we met at, it was Melly Mel's birthday party.
Oh, yeah, I
you were
roasted
roasting him. Yes.
I roasted Melly Mel for his birthday.
Yeah.
And that was at the Latin Quarter, the other Latin Quarter.
Right.
On Lexington.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Underneath the Radisson Hotel.
On Lexington.
Yeah. And nobody showed up, remember?
Right. No, yeah.
Nobody showed up.
Yeah, no comment.
How could that be?
And the sound system was all fucked up. The turntables are messed up.
Everything. You name it, it went down.
I had invited everybody. I was like, anybody should just come because nobody's here.
I would have been there in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it was fun though.
No, it was. We made fun of it. We enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Had a boxer friend of mine there. Glenn, he was there, and
Right,
I
yeah, I
made fun of
remember.
him. I said, my buddy Glenn Tappy is here. Glenn, lay down so they can recognize you. My favorite thing to do to fighters. Every fighter I know, I tell them, hey, you don't know this guy? Lay down so they recognize you. He used to sell advertising on the bottom of his shoes, you know, that kind of stuff.
God. And the boxers, of course, would get it 8 seconds later, you know.
Well, they'd have to get a 10 count before they got it. Hey, remember we can't do that on television? Ooh, why don't you do those?
Oh God, that was, we're talking about Canadian nostalgia. How odd the programming was in Canada.
I heard that.
Yeah, barf burgers.
Barf burgers.
Yeah,
and Alanis Morissette was on that.
But that leaked through Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon ended up showing like a lot
they?
of that. That's why like Nickelodeon had the whole slime theme.
Yes, I figured because I was like, that's ours.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got the whole Canadian thing going
We had
on here.
the Canuck connection. We're both from-
connection.
The
The
connection.
Canuck-
Yeah.
got you.
I'm
Quadruple.
Canadian. Filipino.
As am
Canadian.
I.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, we're from the same native Toronto, Ontario.
He's east side, I'm west side.
And you guys get along?
we're
Ba-dum-bum.
We never had
no.
that.
now
once
we
you-
are. Yeah.
When the DVP separated us.
Yeah. That was back in the day. Have you ever been to Toronto?
Yes.
Many times.
We've done shows there in the past.
You were on Fresh Fest came there, right?
Not with Fresh Fest, no.
Did you go on? You were on Fresh Fest.
I was
weren't
on the first Fresh Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was dancing for Houdini.
you? Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, so I was on the absolute first one ever.
And Cool Rock Ski hit me up about doing a Fresh Fest documentary.
Oh, nice.
So I guess we'll talk to you about that too.
Sure.
We haven't started it yet, but we're just talking about it right now.
Sick.
I'm very involved in the nerdy hip hop scene.
Well, you're an aficionado, man. You got the turntables to prove it.
I got to turn to prove it.
Yeah, man. If you have turntables in your living room, that's kind of
Well, you're Filipino. You should have been a good DJ.
I was like, of all my friends, I was like the reverse. I was like, I never picked up the ones and twos. I never.
What about
got it.
breakdancing, no?
With this body?
You didn't always have this body.
I would break.
You earned
Like,
that body. It's all that Looney Tunes money.
I'm telling you, that was my focus, was planting my ass on the couch and watching cartoons, and that was it. That was my contribution to the gang. Like my homies back home is just doing impersonations of like.
You know what's funny is you guys did a raccoons.
Yeah.
Sorry about that one, Kangol. Not you.
The Canadian national animal. Yeah.
No, they did a raccoons, but I don't remember that show.
Really?
I don't remember it at all.
That was like it was on CBC, and it was like
Had to be in the 90s or
like
something.
environmental kind of conscious. Canadians are always very pro green, and we were always thinking about the environment. They made an animated series about a family of wilderness creatures, and the
All
main
of our
characters.
cartoons had to do with wilderness or
Of
like children's
course.
programming.
Yeah.
We had Littlest Hobo, which was the
Littlest who?
Littlest Hobo.
Oh, okay.
It's a hard.
What the hell?
Not,
Children, what?
Not un petit massisi. It was
Yeah. Hobo with a hard B in the middle. Hobo.
Okay.
But it was about
it was a German Shepherd, right?
It was a German Shepherd. It was like our Lassie.
yeah.
So it was like Canadian Lassie.
And then we had a show called Hammy Hamster.
I'm gonna look that
Very
one
creative.
up. I'll make
Hammy-
one just for you if you want.
Hammy Hamster was a show with these hamsters, and they would always put them underwater. And like, how many hamsters got killed during this fucking
Oh,
production?
This
Now
wasn't
I
an
remember.
animated thing. This is
No, this
real
was
hamsters.
real. They're real hamsters.
Yeah,
And
they were
like-
drowning.
And then Hammy jumped in to save him, and then you're like,
And,
"Drink."
and
Stop
there was
playing.
no one on staff protecting those animals.
Yeah, there was
It
definitely no
it
PETA.
was
There was no PETA then.
Yeah. They would probably be
Wow.
eaten right afterwards.
Wow.
Canadian hillbillies. But yeah, now I remember what you're talking about.
It was very low budget.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But Davy and Goliath, was that Canadian or American?
I think that was American. But that was
Davey.
that was
That one?
huge.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up on that.
Davy. And I never realized it was like all this Christian shit
Religious.
happening in the
Yeah, I
background.
didn't put that together either.
But then you think about Davy. Have you thought about Jesus today? And I'm like,
That
why
was
the
like
fuck
a
would I think
line?
about Jesus? Yeah.
That was like a line from the show.
Yeah. Davy, have you thought about Jesus today? And I'm like, no, but can you just get back to the fucking story? I don't want to hear about this. Yeah, that was it. That was the, what was that, stop animation that was called?
Stop motion animation.
Stop motion, yeah. We did that on my Christmas special. Did you ever see that?
Yes.
We did a lot of stop animation stuff on that just to throw it back to that.
That's sick. Way before Robot
Look,
Chicken.
Oh, yeah,
Look
yeah.
up behind you.
That's Seth Green, huh?
Yeah. Seth. He's got that down to a science.
Yeah, I remember that.
Davy. Yeah, because it was the dog that would talk. Mm-hmm. And the dog sounded dopey as hell. Davy, have you finished rolling that blunt today?
Yeah. he
Jesus wants one.
He looks like he's made of blunt paper.
If I could be quite blunt with you about this.
Yeah.
And then there was that awkward silence where we all just stared off at the TV.
Well, you know, I mean, it's the religious cartoon is doing its job. I mean, it's a total ripoff of Scooby-Doo, now that you look at it. I mean, the same color scheme and the same collar.
The Lost episodes.
Oh, my God.
That's hilarious.
What we
don't
need
have
to
to
do
screenshot
is
all of them, Eddie.
We just need to get the footage and then dub over like the the voice.
We make it all fucked up now. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Davey, have you dropped acid today?
Yeah.
No, Goliath. Why? Because I'm a dog talking to you.
Yeah.
And you're responding.
Yeah. Oh my God.
There's so much Canadiana we were going over, like stuff that I remember. There was these cheap stores growing up. They did one there was a store called Byway.
Yeah.
And they gave me these t-shirts that say Byway. They're fucking bomb. And then Bargain Heralds was the other one. I was really happy.
Did you get that one?
I did.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
love my Bargain Heralds one.
So these are all like defunct stores like that my company in Toronto, Retro Kid, is like, we were trying to figure out what we could do that would make us stand out. So, because everyone's selling shit. Everyone has merch. Everyone's doing a thing. You know, we weren't lucky to embrace the Kangol first like you did. You claim that.
I kind of did. Yes. Took it by storm.
So we had to do defunct Canadian stores to be fashionable. And surprisingly, it caught on for whatever reason.
It's dope. That's why. Because people love nostalgia.
Of course.
I always tell people, I even tell my daughter, you need more memories, baby. You need more memories other than your fucking iPad.
Oh,
Because
dude.
when you're on your deathbed, all you're left with is your memories. And that's probably why, not to get all morbid, but that's probably why dementia is so shitty, because you have no fucking memories left.
Yeah.
You know, but then I had a friend whose father was passing away from that. And I told him, you need to play him music, play him old music. And then a lot of people's memories come back from the music because your brain triggers it. And even if you don't think they have a memory, you play it and they'll be like, oh, and they start singing along.
Anything to, you know, the brain is such a,
It's very weird.
undiscovered country, but it's like any little thing that could trigger something to get you back to a place, like music, of course.
Music and scent would be the two
Yeah,
things that trigger the brain to bring you to a particular place.
Yeah, you know Ruben, my friend Ruben.
Yeah.
Hold on, there's my ride's coming. Hold on. Eddie, there's an ICE agent flying down for you.
You're flying Uber.
Fluber.
Badoop.
So Ruben was mentioning to me a long time, his parents both passed away in the 90s, and they died in a car accident, horrible. And then we were talking because the long story short is that one of his sister's ex-boyfriends, when they broke up, got really mad and took all of her photos and threw them and burnt them.
Oh, wow.
So he has no fucking photographic memories of his parents anymore.
Wow.
Because his sister had all of them.
Wow.
And so that every now and then he'll find, like, he'll get one out of somewhere and he'll be like, really, imagine what that's like. You have no, like.
Of course, yeah. I can
So he
imagine,
was-
man.
we're on the
That's
road one
horrible.
time and he was talking about how his dad used to buy that really cheap cologne, Jean Naté.
I know
Remember
that.
Jean Naté? You get it at Kmart and shit. And he couldn't find it anywhere. Eddie found it online for us, and he had ordered it for me, and I gave it to him as a Christmas gift. But I packaged it in such a way that I said, first gift was a box of tissues. He goes,
Nice.
what the fuck is this? I go, open the next one. You're going to need the tissues.
Right.
Oh my
And
God.
he started crying.
Of course.
I was like, oh, it's great.
Of course. That scent would bring him right back
Yeah.
to his parents, yo.
Yeah, there was a story, this really happened to me about maybe 13 or 14 years ago. We got an email from this family in Toronto saying that their son had a golfing accident. His son's diabetic and he was like 17. And one of his friends, he was very diabetic. So they were on the course and he had to stop by a tree to shoot up some insulin. And his friend hit the fucking ball. The ball ricocheted off the tree and hit the kid in the head.
Oh my God.
Kid took a couple of steps and passed out.
Wow.
He was in a coma for like a month.
Wow.
Kid comes out of the coma. He's got full amnesia. Doesn't remember his name. Doesn't remember anything. So they're rehabbing him for the next 6 months. He's in the hospital for first 3. Then he comes out, and his friends are coming over. They're reintroducing themselves, and there's his family, and he's trying to remember them, but he's not. Nothing's clicking.
Right.
And his friend comes over and goes, hey, you want to watch some TV? Goes, yeah, sure, whatever. And they remembered that his favorite special was one of my stand-up specials. So this kid has no memory. They put on my stand-up special. And all of a sudden, the kid remembers my entire act.
Stop playing.
So his family sends me this message like, thank you. You don't understand what you've done. And I'm like, wow, that's so wild. It brought his memory back.
I was just about to ask. That
And
triggered
then-
everything.
So when I flew to Toronto, I went to go meet with the kid. I went to his house.
Absolutely.
The kid's name was Joe. And I was cracking jokes with him and stuff. I was like, do you still have him? He goes, yeah, sometimes I go in the kitchen. I don't remember what I went there for. I go, well, that's everybody, I think.
Right.
I said, I don't think that's amnesia. I think that's just everybody. And I go, you ever jerking off and then forget what you're doing? What is this? Get out of my hand. Just like. I really want to know how the kid's doing. Joe, if you're ever watching this, let me know how you're doing, buddy. Yeah.
Wow.
If you remember to call me.
So
It's been 13 or 14 years. I hope the kid's okay.
you helped him. You helped him jog his memory.
Well, I didn't. I mean, the special did, and that was just wild to get to meet his family and
That
I
is
brought him
crazy.
to a show and everything. It was nice.
Wow, that is crazy.
Sometimes you don't realize what you're doing in this world.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a famous story about Mel Blanc. He was driving like on Mulholland, I think, back in, gosh, maybe the 60s. And his car flew off like one of like the guardrails. Probably
Really?
there was no guardrail back then. And he was in a coma.
Really?
And he was out for like a little bit. And apparently what brought him back was like the cartoons. Like he wasn't responding as Mel, but responding almost in character as Bugs and others.
Wow.
And
wow.
and it's kind of weird because when they recorded the Flintstones,
He was Bonnie Rubble, and he was doing this voice.
and they wanted him to do kind of like an Art Carney.
Yeah, I remember Barney changed voices at one point.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's because when he came back out of the coma, he didn't, I guess, kind of recall what he was doing. And then he started doing this voice.
I preferred it that way.
Yeah, me, same here.
right.
Yeah.
And it's strange because if you look at the Flintstones, it was kind of like a takeoff on the Honeymooners.
Yes,
it
it
was
was,
almost
absolutely.
kind of like an Art
Yeah.
Carney kind of
Absolutely.
like send off.
Oh yeah,
But
but
again-
Freddie boy.
Yeah, again, odd things happen when you're with your memory and your brain and what.
I'm surprised they
brings
never
you
used
out
Mel
of it.
Blanc on the Match Game. Like this guy voiced so many cartoons.
Right,
Every
right.
time he tried to do it, he would draw Mel Blanc.
You're worse.
I mean, with a name like that,
You're
I mean,
worse.
Jeez.
He really is. And he loves it.
Yes.
Dude, he's got a million more. I know.
Stick with me, kid. I got them all.
Oh, man.
What's the one voice you hate doing?
Oh
Not
man,
hate, but like your least
Your least liked voice.
least favorite to do because it's like for whatever reason it's taxing or whatever.
that's a good question.
That doesn't mean you don't like the voice. It just means,
Right, right.
I'm whatever.
or you're tired of doing.
As long as the
How about
check
that?
clears, I will never get tired of doing voices for sure because that is what keeps me alive.
What about your kid? Does he have a favorite of yours?
He pimps me out when we
Absolutely.
go to the he's 5, my son. When we go to the
Nice.
playground, he's like, "Hey, how's it going? I'm Riker. I'm 5. My dad's Bugs Bunny." Like immediately,
Nice.
immediately, and then he's like, "Do the voice, do the voice," and then I'm like,
What's up, Doc?
and he's like, "Okay, go back to the car."
Yeah.
Yeah,
call you when I need you.
Yeah.
That's great because my children could care less
What?
who I am.
No, I
they,
know.
they don't even want to hear it. They're like, come on, Dad, enough.
Street cred for life.
So
I mean, they got
to
that.
have that child that appreciates that's great.
He's I don't know. I think he's gonna be in animation for sure. You could just tell like
Is he drawing?
he's drawing all day.
I can't draw worth a shit.
Really?
The
You should have
worst.
brought out a notepad. I would have taught you how to draw bugs. I could do a tutorial.
Oh, my daughter could have used that.
Really? Anytime.
Yeah, I'm terrible. Oh man.
I'll bring my kid over for
Michael
a play
J.
date.
Fox draws a straighter line than I do. Push them.
No chill.
No chill at all.
None. There we go.
It's like, oh, I forgot there's tons of cameras and microphones. No, not
You should want to
wrestling.
dip that ash first there. You're sliding ash.
Oh, okay. You tell me now.
Just dab
right?
the ash first. I mean,
Yeah, I'm canoeing.
look, I know you got cancer, but that doesn't mean you got to
Well,
fucking...
Yo, he's the worst, by the way. I mean, for those that didn't know, he was like, Kang, you can do it, man. I said, come on. Yes, you can, sir.
Yeah.
I was like, really, Russ? Really? Yes, you can, sir.
Well, if that's not a friend, I don't know what is. You still got it? You still fighting it?
I got it. Oh no, yeah, I'm still fighting it, man.
How's it going?
It's going. I mean, I did 3 out of 4 rounds of chemo.
And your hair stayed.
Yo,
That's incredible.
What? That was one of the first questions I
Mine's
asked.
falling out without cancer.
Maybe you should get cancer.
I know I should. At least then I have an excuse. Sorry,
This
guys,
portion
cancer,
of the
you know.
podcast brought to you by.
No, so I was diagnosed with colon cancer
Pain in the
earlier
ass.
this month. Yeah,
Just
pain in the
this
ass, but
month?
earlier this year. I said
This year. He was at my
Earlier this
house
year.
when we
Yeah.
we noticed he wasn't looking so good.
I wasn't well, and I went back for the checkup, and we had the conversation. We were talking about certain signs of this.
Yeah, and I had some of those
You had
signs.
some of those signs, yeah. And
Yeah,
so
it turns out I was okay.
yeah, so when I was diagnosed, I called Russ immediately. Like, bruh, you might want to go get yourself checked right now.
Yeah.
Those signs we were talking about
Yeah, I
came
got
out
spit roasted,
positive.
though.
Huh?
I got spit roasted. They did the bottom and the top on me.
Wow.
I even told the doctor to put an apple in my mouth.
Yeah,
But I mean, and this is even years after years of annual checkups. I don't know if you know this.
I wasn't that guy. And I
was
think
gonna
both
say,
of us were not.
when you have a
those individuals.
Filipino mom like mine,
she a nurse?
No, not a nurse, but she might as well be. My dad is at Scarborough General Monday, Wednesday, Friday for dialysis. So in my family,
Taking it or giving it?
taking.
Oh,
it.
wow.
And it's one of those things where every time I talk to my mom, and I not to intrude on your story, it's like,
No, go.
did you go to the doctor? Did you get checked? Did you do the thing?
kidneys?
Did you pay our taxes and did you check your kidneys? Yeah, it's like
they don't play, they'll throw you in jail.
so. And I am like the worst when it comes to that. Almost any time I've ever been to a doctor, it's only because I go back for Christmas in Canada for a checkup. But
For
so
free.
now you're going.
Yeah, well, look, my situation was, we self-diagnose
Okay.
ourselves.
Of course,
before
of
we go
course.
to the doctor, because what the sign that Russ and I were talking about is when you use the bathroom and you wipe and you'd see blood.
Sure.
And so the self-diagnosing is, that burrito, those spices.
Oh,
my
something
hemorrhoids
you
are
ate.
acting up.
Hemorrhoids, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, maybe I pushed a little too hard while I
Yeah.
was, you come up with all these, reasons. And some of those reasons are true. It's possible,
Yeah.
But,
And you're young.
mine- yeah.
I'm young. You don't have to worry about that
Right.
stuff.
You also no. I finally did. After all of that, of course, it's like okay. I think it's time to make that happen. And it was definitely an episode that I went through that I said, okay, stop playing, go get yourself checked. And what that was is I'm in the privacy of my own, room, and I had to pass gas, and so I let it out. And it came out with substance. And I said, yo, hold up.
Did you
I
shart?
that's what I said to myself. I'm like, did I just shart? So I ran to the bathroom
Hope
to
you
go
weren't
check
wearing the
this
white
out.
pants.
And hilarious. And it was a bloody mucus.
Oh wow.
It looked like you got punched in the nose and blew your nose. And that's when I said, okay, stop playing. Go to the doctor and see what this is. No pain. I wasn't, ill or anything. I didn't feel anything that led to any of this. When I saw that is when I, went to get myself checked.
Thank God you did.
Yeah. And when they checked me, they said, the doctor, female doctor said, she's been doing this for 30 years and we will get the official results at the end of the week. But I can tell you right now, it's cancer. And I was like, get out of here. Like,
Was
wait
it
for the
aggr-
result. I'm
was
not
it
hearing
aggressive?
this. Huh?
Was it aggressive?
It was stage 3.
Damn, son.
Yeah, stage 3. So they removed the tumor. What they said is out of 13 lymph nodes, I believe I said that correctly. Lymph nodes. Nodes. One penetrated the colon wall, and they have no idea where it is, and it may manifest itself into another form of cancer in 4 or 5 years. And so they're putting me through chemo as a
To kill it all.
precautionary, right?
Sure.
To catch it wherever it is before it becomes something else.
You feel
And
sick
so-
after?
Chemo makes you sick, bro.
Like,
My manager, who passed away from chemo many years ago,
From
said
chemo?
to me, no, I'm sorry, from cancer many years ago, said to me, I was fine until they started curing me.
yeah.
It's the chemo. Chemo is the
Because
killer.
it makes you feel.
Chemo's the killer,
Yeah.
man. Like I said, I felt no pain. I wasn't sick, with this. It wasn't until they removed it and they're treating me for it. Now I'm sick. I'm like, yo, I was fine.
Right.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I did 3 rounds, 3 out of 4. And I was shooting a movie about 2 months ago. And I was a trooper during, when the director said action, I did my thing. When he said cut, I ran to the corner and was laying on the couch.
My God.
I couldn't do it. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And I had another big production coming up a month after that. And I said, there is no way I'm going to take this 4th round and be able to complete this project that I'm getting ready to do. So I paused.
Yeah.
And so I just completed that project. Month of August has been real busy for me. So I said, okay, I'll go back and finish that last round. What I inquired, with the doctors about is, can you guys check me? I did 3 out of 4. Maybe you got what you were looking for and I don't have to do the 4th. And they said they're not doing any evaluation until after I finish the 4th.
So you got one left.
I got 1 more to go.
And that's pretty much standard then. You have to do
I
it.
How
guess,
long do you
yeah.
feel sick for?
Well, the regimen was I take the IV, and then I take pills for 2 weeks. 4 pills in the morning, 4 pills at night for 2 weeks, chemo pills.
Right.
So I'm basically on chemo for 2 weeks.
Right.
And then I take a week off, and then I go back to the IV, and that begins the following round. So I did that for 3 rounds. I was a trooper on the 1st and 2nd. I said, oh, this is chemo? I got this. I can do this. It wasn't until the 3rd that I felt like I wanted to throw up, but nothing was coming up either end.
Just the heaving.
Just stayed right there.
Just
and
that fucking
nausea.
sick feeling.
Yo, it was disgusting, man. And there were other, things that I went through. For example, I couldn't touch anything cold.
Oh, it's all too cold?
They said there's,
Just sensory.
something with your nerves. And I would forget. I'll go in the refrigerator to get something, and I'll grab a can of whatever, and I'm screaming like a biatch.
Just your pinched nerves.
Because all of it feels like a million needles just went right into the palm of my hand.
Interesting.
So it's other symptoms. My skin complexion changed. I started to get darker. The palms of my hand.
Summer.
The palm. Excuse me.
It's summertime.
No. Trust me, it had nothing to do with that. In fact, they asked me to stay out of the sun.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I hear. Because you become very sensitive to everything.
It's crazy, man. It's not. I understand it's designed to aid you or whatever, but that kills you. It's like you're dying to live.
Well, I'm
Yeah, it
glad
kills
you're
everything
here to talk
Yes.
to us about
Yes, thank you. And again, I'm not out of the woods yet, so I have to go
When's
back
this
for this.
4th round starting?
I'm going to start it next month.
September?
Yeah, I'm going to do it in September, and do the reevaluation and see where I stand and what the deal is. And I'm a trooper, so I want to live, but it's the dying part to live that's killing me.
Right.
And as
Who's with
prolific
you,
as
Jim?
that sound, it's so real. That's exactly.
Were the boys with you during all this?
They visited. Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah. I mean,
These motherfuckers.
But no,
Fucking kids.
I had some of my closest friends with me through this, and again, I was a trooper, so I became like this new look of what cancer, looks like, and I didn't wear what was going on inside on the outside.
Well, except for your Instagram, you would post. And
Well, I was supposed to let everyone know.
I was like, this
I'm doing
motherfucker is depressing me on his Instagram. I'm like, Jesus. So I'm going to
No, I was
change
just
your
sharing with everyone
I'm
where
just
it's
changing the name
at.
to Cancer
No.
Kid. Jesus.
You become
cancer kid.
with a K.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, K with a cancer with a K, of course. I mean, not an idiot,
You got. But you become the ambassador and make people aware. I know a voiceover artist in our field, Rob Paulson, had like throat cancer. Never smoked a cigar or cigarette in his life.
How do you get that from
I don't
not
know.
doing any? Wow.
But I remember not hearing from him or not seeing him after a while. But he started the therapy, and then of course when you see him, he was just like half his size, and he was already a small guy.
Yeah, I was losing a lot of weight as well.
Yeah, you did get very frail
I did.
looking.
So it's
I'm glad
amazing.
you've gained it back.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're
fuck.
About
tough,
to lose it
man.
again. I'm about to lose it again because I'm about to go back in and do this other round. So
But yeah, he had throat cancer of all the things.
Right.
A voiceover artist that
Yeah,
never
it's almost
smoked.
like the one like DOC, the rapper DOC. Remember?
Yeah.
All
but
the
that was
shit-
but that was an accident though.
Yeah, but I mean, of all the things you could lose,
Right.
the one thing that you make your money from.
Yeah, man. Right.
It's like a runner losing a foot. You're like, what the
right.
fuck is this?
Right. I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have lost an elbow. No, I had to lose a fucking foot.
Yeah. So he was like not eating and having the shakes, but he is back on stage performing. You know,
Oh, his voice is back and
yeah,
everything.
he's Yakko Warner on Animaniacs and
Nice.
Pinky from Pinky and the Brain.
Nice.
Those mice. Yeah. Rob Paulson.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
He's a legend. But yeah, he has survived much like yourself and will continue to thrive. So.
This is a pretty depressing way to end this one. I'll tell you that. Fucking Kangol Kid, Jesus.
End of our cigars. Kangol Kid shows up.
I'm here.
Yeah, that's all, folks. Yeah.
That's how the only way you can end
At your
it.
funeral, we'll say that.
What?
You're the worst, bro.
Wait, his or mine? I don't know who you're
His,
looking
his.
at. Okay.
That's all, folks. Hey, right. Hey, the wabbit kicked the bucket.
Rabbit kick the bucket. Rabbit kick the bucket.
The bucket kicked the wabbit.
See, Looney Tunes, man, it always brings it back to a happy, lighter place. And
Did they keep the same song?
oh yeah,
But did they update it? Because I like the old sound, the tinny kind of.
They like if you watch Looney Tunes cartoons on HBO Max, ours is a complete throwback to like the early days of Looney Tunes, minus the racism. So you know,
I mean, the racism's what made it good
Y'all
for
was
us.
just talking about Looney Tunes earlier, man. They canceled Pepé Le Pew, bro.
that is correct because you know he took no for no answer. So yeah, the lawyers are outside. Yeah.
It's true though. Pepé Le Pew was kind of creepy though.
Here's the thing about Pepe that everyone forgets.
It's a cartoon,
No,
man.
I mean, it's a cartoon, but the whole bit at the first 2 minutes of every Pepe cartoon, he is a skunk that walks by flowers and then the flowers drop dead because his ass smells, and no one wants to be hugged by a skunk. And then he gets a little handsy, but people often forget when he gets covered in paint and that white stripe goes away, or he gets doused with perfume. The cat becomes the aggressor, and he becomes the aggressee.
I forgot that. You're right.
People
And then
only
the cat
want-
would walk underneath the white paint and get the stripe on her back.
Right. So people forget like there was a balance to it all. And again, unfortunately for the ladies back in the day, that's what the behavior was accepted when a guy threw himself at you. That was the style and that was the thing. You know, like almost every black and white film, there's a guy holding a lady, you know,
And calling them dames.
that was the thing.
Listen
And-
here, dame.
But this is what I can agree and attest to for today. If you're going to change it, you can. He's a fictional character.
Yes.
And you look at a character like Harlequin that has a character for a preschool audience, a preteen audience, a teen audience, and an Adult Swim animated
Is that
audience.
Harley Quinn or
Harley Quinn, like the Warner Brothers DC character,
Right.
and a rated R movie. So if you took a character like Pepé Le Pew, you could go cross-platform, and if you wanted to address it in an adult arena, you could.
Right.
So you know that's the only thing I'll
They
say
shut
about
him
Pepe.
down, bro. I'm like, come on.
LeBron would have no part of it.
no French? There would be no
That
French
is part
skunks.
of my childhood.
Yeah. Tiptoe by the window through the tulips.
Yeah.
The tulips. Yeah.
Ah,
Let's
well.
not talk about that.
Yeah, that's not. That's how he got
Pepé Le
canceled.
Pew was always literally chasing pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. It was a cat. It was chasing
Literally
pussy.
chasing cat.
He never found a female skunk. That was the weird part.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. If you're just joining us, it's Kangol Kid and Ken Jeong with Russell Peters. In case I get canceled. So
Ken Jeong Kid. And and for the people at Warner Brothers and all the people that hire Eric Bauza, he has nothing to do with what we're bringing up here. This is all my idea.
it's fine.
So cancel me. Don't cancel him.
No. You just got on Velma. We got to keep you on that show.
That's fine, right? I'm worried about your career. I'm not worried about mine. I'm an empath
Oh, dude.
in a very weird way.
Yeah.
I'm the least empathetic empath you've met, but I'm an empath.
Well, you're Canadian, so
That's what it is. He's Haitian, so
I am.
hey, man.
are you? You're not sticking around in Los Angeles, are you?
I'm leaving tomorrow morning.
Because we're doing a fundraiser for Haiti.
Oh, wow.
Me and Ruben, and on the 30th at the Laugh Factory. It's gonna be me, George Lopez, Cedric the Entertainer, Dale Hughley.
Wow.
I could
And
probably come back.
you should, because you're Haitian.
Yeah.
He's Haitian. It would be nice to have another Haitian on board. Maybe if you down to spit a verse or two.
I actually, because of Wyclef, I wrote my verse of Roxanne in Creole because he said to me,
You did tell me that.
yeah, he said, if you are truly Haitian, sing Roxanne in Creole right now. And I was stumped because I had never done that before. So I said, he's never catching me like that again. And I went home and
Je
rewrote
suis
it.
Kangol.
Yeah, I said, can't go, Mr.
Monsieur Sophisticated.
Yeah, I forgot how I said this. Mda mache mwen yu dam, so mdi, alo, mse, can't go, lan UTFO. Li dim so, mse zi, mdi yo, mka chante, mga do say, on you sell show. Yeah, I did that. I went home and said, nah, he's never catching me like that again.
So the new voice of Pepé Le Pew should be
Kangol.
Yeah, get me
Kangol
canceled,
Kid.
why don't
Yeah.
you?
No, you could bring him. You could bring him back in a good way, man. Kangol Le Pew.
Oh, trust me.
I think that name stinks.
Yeah.
Put it on both.
Yeah. Especially when he sharts.
Right?
Oh my god. Oh Jesus Christ.
Wow.
This was a good episode. I think it turned out fine despite Kangol's morbid.
I hate you.
You know what? We were just so up on our Canadian selves that Kangol came back and brought it back down to earth. And
we really Americaned this one up for us. Really made it negative. And
we were gonna give you a passport and everything. And no.
darn.
We appreciate you and everything you've done in your career and today, just today. I had no idea. Did you know that he was coming
I
today?
didn't know. Oh, I forgot he was coming.
Okay.
And so did he. That's why he has 4 kids. But
Wow.
Yeah, ejaculation. Yeah.
Wow. And on that note,
or on those nodes.
I hate him.
I want to thank everybody for tuning into this episode of Culturally Canceled with myself, Russell Peters, my special guest, Eric Bauza, the man of 1,000 voices, the new man of 1,000 voices.
Yes.
And Kangol Kid, the man of 1,000 diseases. Please,
Damn.
Brother, no one's safe on this podcast.
thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you when I see you.